Hey there, Jacket Nation. It's nice to see you again. I'm Chris Curtis with the Rockwall Independent School District Athletic Department. I'm here joined by this handsome fellow known as David Sweet, the county judge, and he is also the voice of your Rockwall Yellowjackets and Lady Jackets. Judge, thanks for joining us. I know it's a little different being the commander-in-chief as far as the broadcast team compared to Billy, so I'm giving you the reins here for this one.
Well, thank you, and obviously I made it a big point for you to come to me this time, so I want to appreciate that on one side of that, and then obviously I can see where I rank that when Billy's able to do this, you have a recording studio, but you travel.
We'll try to get you in there next year for sure. We'll make that happen. I promise you on that one. But we're here to talk about a little Rockwall Yellowjacket basketball. And of course, the playoffs are knocking on the door, but Rockwall is not officially in the playoffs quite yet. They will have a play-in game tonight against Name and Forest. So let's kind of rewind a little bit. Let's go back to earlier this week when Rockwall took on Lakeview. If they would have won that game and they lost by 5, they would have been the #2 seed in the district, and they would have already clinched. Now they're going to be fighting for their playoff lives and against a very tough Naaman team who's won 3 in a row. So kind of talk to me about, let's start with Lakeview. Talk about that game. You were there. You broadcast it. We listened to it on www.rockwallisd.com. So kind of talk about that game and how Rockwall looked against Lakeview.
Well, back up a little bit and talk about, obviously, if we would have won that ball game, we would have been in a tie for second place. And, you know, there was we talked throughout that broadcast that depends on the way that other games would have come out in terms of what the tiebreakers would have been and all that good kind of stuff. But let's get, as far as that Lakeview game is concerned, Rockwall played a very good ball game. The first two quarters of that game were extremely exciting. Rockwall really kind of set the tone, really kind of dominated as far as the first half is concerned. It was really exciting to see not only the starters contribute, but every single player where they were really keyed in that ball game. Coach Simmons made the decision to go deep as far as the bench is concerned, and every single player that contributed in that first half. We were really, really excited heading into halftime. Saw throughout the second half, it was a ball game between two really good teams, and Lakeview kind of really stepped up towards the back end of the third. That was really kind of the difference, if you will, as far as the outcome of that game, is Lakeview kind of really stepped up and took control of that. And obviously Rockwall played very good, even I mentioned in the first half, but even into the fourth quarter. But unfortunately for us, the deficit was just a little too high heading into the fourth.
And you fast forward to tonight, that game against Lakeview. Obviously, Rockwall played one of their best games of the season, even though they fell short. Does that carry on to this game, even though they've lost a game? They're playing a team that has won 3 in a row. They realize if they lose tonight, their season is over. Does that really carry over in the end? Coach Simmons has kind of preached as far as just keep it going, you're playing your best basketball right now. Honestly, you are. So just go out there. It's another game, no pressure. Just go out there and win the game.
Absolutely, I think so. And I think there's an advantage of the way that the Lakeview game played out. There was a sense of calm, if you will, as far as Coach Simmons is concerned. And obviously, I think there's a huge advantage being such a senior-laden team. And a lot of these guys, of course, have played football as they come into here, so they're used to winning. They're used to being in games of this magnitude. So I think, I think I have to give the advantage. I think as far as Rockwall is concerned, not only just the Lakeview game, but just being a very senior-laden team and being able to being in this position before, if you will.
And let's take a look at Naaman versus Rockwall as far as the season series. They tied. They each won on each other's home floor. What are we looking at as far as tonight, as far as Rockwall taking that advantage and jumping into the playoffs tonight?
Well, you kind of stole a little bit of that thunder. It's unusual when you think about that, as far as both these two teams going on the road to pick up big wins like that. So it's very interesting. You've got probably two pretty evenly matched teams as they go into a neutral site tonight at Saxe. But I think I strongly believe that the advantage is on Rockwall's side. I really do. Of course, obviously, when Naaman Forest won over here in Rockwall, it was a much closer ball game. Rockwall kind of separated themselves out with a big win over at Naaman Forest. And again, Naaman Forest comes into this ball game tied with Rockwall on a 3-game winning streak. Rockwall's won 3 out of the last 4. But I definitely think the quality of play, if you will, and the way that Rockwall's heading into this one, momentum's on the Yellowjackets side. I think Rockwall's got the advantage tonight. I really do.
We're going to guarantee you on that one. You got the advantage right there. Of course, it's 6:45 tonight is your pregame show. You can join David on the broadcast, and of course, the game is at 7 o'clock. But we want to see all of Rockwall Yellowjacket Nation out there. I know that Dr. Gober is going to be out there leading the charge as usual, so that'll be fun. 6:45 tonight pregame. 7 o'clock is your tip-off. Rockwall wins, they will move on to the playoffs. And I know we don't don't look too far ahead, but if that does happen, who are we looking at as far as the next round?
Going to take on a very good basketball team. And let's say that Clean Shoemaker, of course, when undefeated in their district, an extremely powerful, very good squad. But that's part of it. Let's take care of business tonight. And we'll worry about that matchup in the bi-district round of the playoffs with a win tonight.
So the non-official playoff party begins tonight, essentially, even though the playoffs have started, but they haven't started, so it is what it is for that. But let's take a look at the Lady Jackets. They had a fantastic season, a very, very young team this year. I know Coach Brewer, we were at the AAC earlier this year. They got it handed to them, but she said, we have a young team, and a lot of the girls are going to be coming back next year. They unfortunately did not make it past the bi-district round this year. But a lot to be excited about this team. I know you covered them this year and called some of their games. So kind of break down the Lady Jackets season overall, what you saw, and how excited it is to be a Lady Jacket fan for the future.
First of all, excitement is unbelievable. With all 5 of the starters all 5 of the starters returning next year, and of course, Vestal coming off of an injury, expect her to come back at 100%. A couple of other players that will be returning next year that had significant playing time, and then of course you've got an outstanding sophomore class that's going to be able to contribute. So there's lots of optimism as far as that program is concerned. Really enjoyed visiting with Coach Brewer heading into the bi-district round and getting to talk about not only the excitement as far as that ball game was concerned and her optimism. Unfortunately for us, it didn't work out. But not only that specific game, but talking about the future. It's really, really exciting. And then, we always talked about this. What was neat about the Lady Jackets historically was the excitement level in the program, not only as far as those that are playing on the varsity level, those that play on JV and freshmen, but knowing the young ladies that want to grow up to be Jackets that are in the junior high programs, and visiting with Coach Brewer, the excitement on her face of each one of those teams, and being able to talk about knowing who these young ladies are that are working hard to be future Lady Jackets. Hold on, folks. It's going to be exciting over the next few years to be a Lady Jackets fan. It really is.
Of course, she mentioned to me this was really her first year that she actually gets to coach and coach these young girls. And these girls were obviously in elementary school and middle school when the Lady Jackets won a state championship. They went undefeated the entire year. So they know this program has high intensity, and they know what the expectations are. So I think next year is going to be really fun to come out and see what the Lady Jackets will put on the table.
Absolutely, it really is. And it's fun. You talk about leaving your mark, and we'll be forever grateful here in Rockwall for the outstanding job that Jill McDill did in terms of creating this program and all that good kind of stuff. But it's fun for Coach Brewer. It's fun to see that the excitement level continues and that she's made her mark on this program. And, I really, really believe the next few years it's going to be a really neat time to be a Lady Jackets fan, and a really good time for those young ladies to be a member of such a special program.
So we definitely want to give congratulations to Coach Brewer and her team finishing second in the district. So congratulations to them, and we will see you next year for the school year. But of course tonight it's Rockwall versus Naaman Forest at Saxe. Don't forget 6:45 at www.rockwallisd.com. Are you bringing your partner in crime? Or?
Absolutely,
right.
Yeah, he's going to be there. I can't get rid of him. So I'll have cue ball tonight with me. So.
You make him look better, right?
Yes,
that's all that matters. There you go.
Everybody's got a role, Chris.
Everybody has the role. So we'll see you tonight. Pack the stands at Saxe High School, and don't forget, jacket fight never dies. We'll see you tonight.